Hello book lovers, it's time for another wrap-up video because the end of June has come and it is that time of month, so it is time for me to tell you what books I read in the month of June. So with the help of my friend Goodreads and my laptop, I'm going to tell you which books I read. So without my Goodreads account, I'm not sure if I would even remember how many books I read. So thank you Goodreads, thank you because you exist and because I know that you exist. So the first book I read at the very beginning of June was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, and I really enjoyed it. But I had a few problems with it and I gave these books 3 stars, but it's more like 3.5. I had a few problems, and my main problem with this book was that I read Burn for Burn by Jenny Han the month before, and those books are kind of similar, and that is the main problem that I had with this book. And that's not exactly a problem, but you could call it like that. And the other problem I had is that I knew that the ending was kind of big, so when that ending came, I guessed what would happen, so I'm sure that some of you had the same problem, and I'm not sure if this is a spoiler because this book is huge right now and everyone is talking about it. I'm sure that you know that this book has some mysterious ending going on, and it's not a spoiler. So after that I picked up Maze Runner by James Dasher, and I wasn't really sure if I'm going to enjoy this book or not because I heard some mixed reviews and a lot of people did enjoy it, but some of the people didn't really like it that much, so I didn't know where I'm going to belong. And I liked this book and I ended up giving it 4 stars, so that's a lot. I tried to guess what would happen at the end and I had some theories, and something did happen like that, but it also didn't, and that's what I really liked about this book, and I can't wait for the movie to come out, and I'm sure that it's going to be amazing, so I'm going to see it for sure. Then after that I read 2 books by Casey West, and those are Pivot Point, or whatever that is pronounced, and Split Second, the second part of the duology. I think that it is a duology, and I really like that it is duology, and I really love the first book. If you didn't know what this book is about, basically it is about a girl who can see 2 points in the future, so she can see 2 ways in which the future will happen, and then she can pick one way, and the idea is really great, and I've never read something like that before. And the other interesting thing about it is that they all live in some kind of compound where all the people are some kind of like mutants or something like that, and they all have some different magical abilities, and that was really great. So in the first book we can see 2 different ways of the future, and at the end she has to choose one of them, and that was really great, and I really loved the first book, and I really loved that these books are all about characters, so we got to know the characters really well. I loved how the main character, what she thought, we also thought. So at the beginning I thought something about one character, and then at the end, when she found out that he's something completely different, I thought different about him or her, and that's really great. So you could really connect with characters and you could really see what they're thinking, and that's what I really love when I read the book. After that I read My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Huntley? What an interesting name. Okay. And this is a contemporary book, and it is just like some contemporary book, but I did like that this book is a bit longer than usual contemporary. and it made it really interesting. So that book was great, and characters were also great, and it is not that light-hearted, and we get to see the romance, but it's not only to the point when they get together, but we can see what happens after that, and that's not what we usually get to see in contemporary romance books, so that's what I really enjoyed about it, and it was really great. Then after that I read the first two books of the Hex Hall trilogy by Rachel Hawkins. I'm really bad with remembering names. That's when I read the book on Kindle. I don't really remember the name of the author, but when I read the physical copy that's different, so it's not that bad, right? So the first book is Hex Hall and the second book is Demon Glass, and I really enjoyed those, and I gave the first book 3 stars and the second book I gave 4 stars. And what I really enjoyed about Rachel Hawkins' writing style is humor, because those books are so funny and I really laughed aloud a few times, and it was really great, and all the people thought that I'm crazy, but who cares? Who cares when I laughed, right? Then after that I read a book along with another booktuber, Valpix Candy, and I'll leave her channel below, and I can't wait to hear what she thought of this book at the end, and that is Looking for Alaska by Joan Green, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to post a review of this book, so I'm not going to tell you much about it now. And that would be all the books I read in June. I also started Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness, and I think that I'm going to finish this book really soon, so I'll probably tell you more about it in my next month wrap-up thing, because I would like to read the whole trilogy before saying anything, but I really love the first book, and the characters and the world building and everything is just amazing. So that would be it, and I read how many books? I think 8 or 9, 8 books, and it's not bad. I'm pleased with myself, and I'm keeping up with my reading challenge, and that is to read 100 books until the end of year, and I've read about 50 and something books. So that would be the end of my June wrap-up video, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a giant thumbs up and subscribe, and you know, things like that, and I will see you soon.